Let's make another monster video. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me, Lord Strider. Today, I am bored, so let's make a monster video. I'm doing this really crazy thing at the moment, which is where I have exams soon, and I'm procrastinating them by making a video, and then that video is taking ages, so I'm procrastinating it, making this video. If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out, but we will be using random number generators to create a new monster. It should be fun. If you're asking why my hair is wet, if for some reason every time I shower I'm like, I should make this video. Without further ado, let's get straight into it and prepare yourselves because I've had a bit of an upgrade in setup. Oh, look at me, I'm in a little box. Wow. Okay, where's the wall? There it is. So, first things first, let's figure out if our monster is human, ooze, like last time. If you haven't watched it, we made a monstrosity last time. Not an actual monstrosity. It was crazy. So we're going to be rolling from 1 to 14 to designate which type our creature is. So let's input the numbers to the thing down here. Start the rolling. You like it? Boom. 3. Our monster is a celestial. So we're creating a being of the gods right now. Let's figure out how big it is. So for this one we need to do 1 to 6. You can tell I'm looking over here because that's where I've got all the numbers written down. I'm much more organized than last time. Let's get the ball rolling. How big are we gonna have this monster? Very big. It is a large, huge creature. I like where this is headed. Should be a bit more streamlined than last time. Let's hope. Now this should be interesting. Let's figure out what alignment this creature is. Now I'm going to be going across the rows, so lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good. You know, it's there. Put it there. I'm doing it that way, and I'll figure it out. Yeah. So we want 1 to 9. This should be interesting. It could be like a fallen angel situation. It could be a proper lawful good creature. Let's have a look. 3. Chaotic good. Interesting. So it's big, it's chaotic, it does do good things, and it's a celestial. Let's find out how hit die-y it is. So it's large. I'm going to give it a range of 10 to 20. I think that's a reasonable range. We don't want it to end up with 1 hit die and just be something that can get killed instantly. So let's give it a decent amount of hit points for this thing. Stop. 12, nice. So that's 12 d12 hit die, which may be confusing for some, but it figures out the numbers. I'll put the table back up there that I used last time. That's sort of how it works out for how many hit points it has. This is cool. This is much more, you know, conventional than the last one, I think. I think we'll come back to the armor for now because I'm not quite sure I have a good picture of what we're making yet. Chaotic good, I feel like we're going to learn a bit more about as I go through this process because I'm not entirely sure how this creature's going to act yet and what it's going to wear, what it's going to look like. Because Celestials, put some images of Celestials here because like they vary in what they look like. You've got some like snakes with wings versus, you know, humanoid beings with like bald heads, planetars. That's a very niche reference that no one watching this is going to get. I feel like I need a better indicator of what this thing is first, and we'll get that from its stats. So I think we do that next. So we're going to get 6 different numbers, and I'm going to do exactly what I did last time, which is where we roll from 1 to 12 and then times that by 2. I don't want any odd stats because it's my video. Actually, for this one, I feel like maybe we can go above 24 because it's a celestial. I feel like this is going to be a high CR thing, so let's go 1 to 15. 1 to 15, and we're going to times this by 2, and the order that it comes up in, we're going to have put straight in, basically. I'm not going to change the order. Let's do it. Ooh, this looks weird. This looks very weird. Stop. Okay. Okay, let's process this quickly. So, its strength is coming in at an 18. High stats on this thing. Its dexterity is going to be a 14. Its constitution 26. boy, oh boy. Its intelligence, 24. It's a smart cookie. 12 in its wisdom and a 16 in its charisma. Damn. This thing is cool, guys. I like it. I like it. I'm seeing sort of something that, you know, tries to do good, but its charisma is somewhat low compared to, you know, its strength, its intelligence. Maybe it tries to do the right thing, but often goes around the unconventional means to get there. In terms of what this thing's looking like, I'm still sort of trying to get an image. Let's go for some saving throws. So what's its highest stats? Con is definitely going to be a saving throw. I think this is going to be a built creature. I think it's hearty, it's got a lot of hit points, it can take a punch, and it's big, of course. So Constitution we'll chuck in there. Intelligence I think we'll put in there as well, because it seems like it's smart. Some of you may disagree with me, but I'm not seeing a humanoid creature for this. I think it's more of an animal. I'm seeing more of an animal, like Aslan, you know? Like, not necessarily a lion, because that's just completely ripping off The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Great film, go watch it. Maybe some sort of creature. Perhaps we should invent a new category for random generation. So we're now going to roll a number from 1 to 4, because I'm seeing sort of an animal-like creature. I've got 4 categories being mammal, fish, bird, and reptile. And whatever it comes out with will be the type of creature this is, and that should get me down a little bit more to what this thing actually is. So let's get the generator rolling. It is a reptile. Interesting. Very... Ooh, I like this. I like this. So, reptile. Dragon? Give me a sec. I need to think. It's an iguana. It's an iguana. Oh, no! Scratch that. It's a tortoise. We're making a tortoise. This is great. Okay, so, tag. Tortoise. That's not how you spell that. Okay. I'm having too much fun doing this. I think the logical next step now is going to be its movement to sort of figure out. I really want it to be. If it's slow, I'm gonna laugh so much if it's slow. So let's see, how many movement types does it have? So we're rolling 1 to 5 because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good work, Henry. 5 categories that we need to figure out. So how many different movement types does it have? It has 4. Okay. I feel like a flying tortoise is just cool, so I have to give it that. Maybe not a burrow speed. Or actually, that could be really cool as well, though, because just imagine, like, not necessarily it using its claws, but, like, it just telekinetically just removing the earth in front of it. That does sound cool. Okay, we're gonna get rid of climb speed. That's gonna be the one that we don't do. So we're now gonna generate 4 numbers that are going to come into its speed types, and we're gonna do 1 to 12 times by 5, and that's how quick this thing is going to be. So there's our numbers. We'll put them in straight in order, so disregarding climb speed, and stop. Fuck me, it's fast. It is going to have a 55-foot speed. It's not slow. It is not a slow tortoise. Maybe it chooses to be slow. How about that? That sounds interesting. 2, it has a 10-foot fly speed. Interesting. I'm going to say hover does count. Maybe that's where it's slow, if it's like hovering. Like, not necessarily in its all fours position, but like upright and hovering forwards. Like, that just looks funny to me. And then it has a... What are my numbers again? 25-foot swim speed. Okay, I like this. I like this. I just put 12 in for burrow speed. My god, my brain. So big. It's definitely telekinetic. I'll give you that one for free. So a little update, we can see now I've put all of that into the actual stat block itself. It does have a lot of hit points. It has, you know, the tags that we've applied to it. It is big, it is a tortoise, and it is chaotic good. A chaotic good tortoise. We've got the saving throws down there and the stats all implemented. Let's move on to its skills. So I think we'll do a 1 to 6 on its number of skills. I feel like that's fair, right? And whatever number pops out, we will assign it that many skills, and I think I'll pick those rather than doing that randomly, because once again, it's my video. Let's get the ball rolling. It has 3 proficiencies. A lovely little 3 proficiencies. So it's smart. I imagine this tortoise is like Uguay levels of old. So it definitely has history. So we'll give it proficiency there. What else can it have? Possibly investigation. So, you know, it can see the room and it fully absorbs all the information quite easily. So we'll give it investigation as well. And just for the meme, because this is becoming more and more like Uguay, we're going to give it athletics as well. Because why not? Why not, right? Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Next up is its condition immunities. So we'll do 1 to 15, as that is how many that there are. And how many condition immunities does this thing have? Let's get the ball rolling and stop. All of them. Fuck. All of them? Okay. Okay, so it cannot be blinded. Sure. It can't be charmed. Sure. It can't be deafened. Sure. It's immune to tiredness. Sure. Immune to frightened. That kind of makes sense. Grappled. It's just because it's too good at, you know, what's that called? Kung Fu. That it, I can't believe I've just made it Uguay. Incapacitated. Immune. Can't be put to sleep. Invisible. It can't be made invisible. Sure. Why not? It can't be paralyzed. Nice. Petrified, immune to being stoned. Poisoned, it can't be, that kind of makes sense. Prone, it cannot get on the floor. Cannot be restrained, can't be stunned, and cannot be put unconscious. This is definitely a high CR being, 100%. What even? So last time, next, we moved on to damage types for resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities. And it was resistant to all damage. Now, I hope that's not going to happen in this one, touch wood. This is going to be messed up. So we're going to roll a number from 1 to 16, and that's how many resistances it has. After that, if there are any left, we'll move on to immunities and vulnerabilities. I haven't quite refined how I'm going to do this part of the randomization, because it feels like we're making things have resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities, which not all things do. So let's stop it there. 6 resistances. What makes sense? Resistant. I feel like we're going to have some immunities, so we're going to go for things that aren't entirely obvious, and maybe I will change them later, but you can come back when that's done. All right. I've gone a bit liberal with my 6 by making bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing count as 3. So I may change that in the future and make it 1, but it's my video. So let's go on now to immunities. Get the ball rolling. Stop. What are the chances it's 3 things? Wow. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So 3 immunities. It's going to have poison, because, you know, it's immune to the poison condition. Necrotic, because it's a celestial. And we're going to give it radiant as well. That works out quite well. That works out well. And lastly, any vulnerabilities. So how many are left? We've got 6 up here. So, no, 6, yes. 6 up here. So that leaves us with 10 left over. Let's see. Does it have any weaknesses? 1 weakness. It only has 1, and that weakness for our lovely tortoise is gonna be, you know, that scene where Uguay turns into petals and is blown away by a gust of wind? It's gonna have thunder vulnerability, because if it gets hit by thunder, it can turn into, no, I'm not doing it, turns into leaves. Cool, that's his damage types. That went quite well, to be honest, other than that 13 that we're going to just sweep under the rug. That went quite well. Now, I don't know about you, but Celestials, you know, they're powerful creatures most of the time. So I think we give this one telepathy. So let's find out its range on its telepathy. So we're going to do the same thing with the 12 and times it by 5. So let's do that. So it has a 40-foot range on its telepathy. Pretty good, like that. And now, how many languages? I believe there are 20 languages to pick from. So let's see, how many languages does it know? Or at least understand, you know. I mean, I feel like this could be a creature that just understands a lot of languages without necessarily speaking. So, let's see. 14. Jesus Christ, it's making me pick 14 bloody languages. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Alright, languages selected. I went for a bit of a range here, so at least in my D&D universe, Draconic is quite an important language in terms of the Pantheon. So I've put that on there, alongside other languages that you'll recognize as, like, Abyssal, Infernal, Celestial, you know, you'd expect those. Then Primordial and the Elemental languages I've chucked on there as well. And then we've got, you know, Common, Elvish, the basic stuff, and then Undercommon is the last one that I just sort of threw in there alongside Deep Speech. However, that's its languages done. Now this thing definitely has True Sight, so we're gonna go with 1 to 2 to see if it, well, no, 1 to 3. Hear me out. 1 to 3. We'll do Blind Sight, Tremor Sense, or none. I don't know why I'm holding up 6 fingers now, but whatever. Or both. 4 isn't both. 4 is both. Let's have a look. Boom. Both. Great. So now we need 3 numbers to determine their range. We're going to go with the same method. So we're going to go up to 12. And we're going to times that by 5. So we'll do this in order as well, just as it is on the screen. Only 5-foot True Sight. Okay. As for Tremor Sense, though, a whopping 60 feet alongside its Blind Sight, which goes for 50 feet. Not bad. We won't go with Blind Beyond for obvious reasons. It has eyes. Challenge rating. Boy, oh boy. This is going to have a high challenge rating, I think. And that's it for the randomly generated stuff. We've got quite the host of things here. Let's chuck it all on. Like, wow. I like this stat block a lot. And I like the premise as well as just the hovering tortoise of chaotic good. I'm going to go away now and select some abilities from the pre-made list, and then I might make some more of my own as I sort of flesh out this creature in my head a little bit. Obviously for you it'll cut.
2 seconds later.
So I believe our Celestial is done. I've added some abilities. I haven't really changed all that much, but it is complete. Now this tortoise is a powerful being, and I have given it abilities that reflect that. I feel like it could have legendary actions, but I decided against it for purposes of time and ease, really, for me. If you think I should maybe come up with some legendary actions for it, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, let's go through these abilities. First of all, I made its armor class a 20. I basically just took its dexterity and added it to its constitution for its shell, its protection, and that became its AC. So there you go, there's your 20. You can see the final total for hit points is 174 alongside its speeds. Everything down there is the same up until the challenge rating, which I set to 21. I think that encompasses well the level that this creature performs at. So that's the stats side of things. Onto the abilities. I gave it legendary resistance. It's a powerful being. It needs to be able to negate effects that come against it. Divine awareness. These ones are all, you know, presets as well that Tetracube gives to you. The Celestial knows if it hears a lie. Just a useful ability for it. It's a tortoise, so I gave it hold breath. For an hour, it can hold its breath. And I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the lore elements that I was thinking of when I was making this and when we've gone through the abilities. Next up, magic resistance. I had a look at the Planetar stat block, being sort of the angels of the D&D world, and they have magic resistance, so I thought, why not chuck it in there? Followed by Shielded Mind. The Celestial is immune to scrying and effects that would sense its emotion, read its thoughts, or detect its location, which comes under what I think for the sort of premise of this creature is embodying, if you understand what I mean. Onto the right side of the stat block, we have Incorporeal. It is a being which can shift itself in and out of the ethereal plane, which I just think is cool, really. And it also fits with part of the aesthetic with the arms, which the regeneration also comes under. So the Celestial regains 2d8 plus 1 hit points at the start of its turn if it hasn't taken thunder damage in the last minute. Now, for you, it won't have been that long ago, but for me, it was quite a while ago. If we remember, we gave it vulnerability to thunder damage. So I've incorporated that into the ability quite nicely. Next, we come on to the actual visage of the creature, what they look like, and what that affects. I'm not even talking English. What it looks like and what it can do with the things about its appearance. So it has its Arms of Judgment. Now, in terms of its chaotic good alignment, I wanted to sort of very much hammer home that this creature is not one that follows a particular god. Now, it is a celestial, but it is godless, I would say. It doesn't serve the divine pantheon. It is a creature that is made of divinity, but is not part of the, the proceedings of the divine, the celestial, the hellish, all that sort of thing. So its arms reflect its lack of commitment to either side of, the celestial versus abyssal and infernal conflict. Its right hand is its hand of death. Very inventive names, I know, but I couldn't come up with anything off the top of my head in that amount of time. So its right hand is its hand of death, which it can deal damage with if it touches, also giving living creatures exhaustion, which is a detriment that you might want to get rid of, which comes under its challenge rating. You can look up what these conditions do at your own leisure. I'm not going to be fully explaining it to you. And then its left hand is its hand of life. So that restores hit points and removes exhaustion, poison, magical, non-magical ailments. And I said for DM's discretion, it can remove certain curses, but I don't want to go into that too much because curses are a very sort of DM to DM basis. So I didn't want to talk about that too much. So I've left it at DM discretion. Those are its arms, each of them doing opposite sides of the spectrum of light to darkness. I also said that these cannot be used if thunder damage is dealt to the creature within... Oh, it can't be used for 1 minute after that. Excuse me. Yeah, I just think the thunder incorporation is cool in terms of its, like, the thunder damage is dealt to it and almost, like, disrupts its ability to perform its divine, what's it called? Feats. Something like that. And if a creature is unwilling to take either of these, it has a +11. That comes from its strength and proficiency bonus. So, yeah, that's the arms side of things. Next, we come on to the spellcasting. So I didn't want to leave it completely in the lurch if it took some thunder damage. So it has a variety of spells that it can cast either at will 3 times a day or once a day. Its DC is 22, its attack roll is +14. Those both come from its intelligence, and you can see the list that I've picked out for its spells down there. I'm not going to go through every spell, but each of them had a meaning in my head as to why I've given the creature that spell, and it goes with the aesthetic, it goes with what this creature is doing, and I've incorporated quite a lot of plant-based things, because I feel like where this creature lives, it is on some sort of glade, a field, a place in nature with a large reservoir or something, and it lives there alone and at peace, really. There's a deity in my world which is quite prevalent, and that being the god of balance. I feel like this creature, if they were in my world, would be someone who used to follow the god of balance and has now torn away from the more structured side of it and just gone their own way in terms of living by themselves and performing its feats on its own. Another thing I forgot to mention, with the arms, they do invert should they touch a undead creature. So the healing deals damage and the necrotic gives life. That pretty much covers my creation of this monster. I hope you did enjoy, and I hope you use this in your game. You may see it in my upcoming game on the channel. I think this is really cool. I really do. You can see I've got a little image down here of a celestial-like tortoise that I found. I think that's the one from the, is it Terry Pratchett books with the elephants and the stuff. If you get the reference, you get the reference. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the absolutely insane support on the videos recently. I've got far more traction than I thought I would. Like, some videos do well, some videos don't, and it's insane to see when they do go well. It's amazing, really. So thank you very much. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, share. Let people know that I exist, because I would like that very much, please. I will have this stat block linked down below for yourself, and the website I used to create it also alongside that, so you can go and make your own stat blocks or use this one if you like. And I challenge you in the comments section to name this creature. What do we think we should call our celestial tortoise of destruction and life? Thank you very much for watching. I've said it 3 times now, but thank you. I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.